Well, I got the blower off here today already. It rained out a bit, and I was gonna go and start cleaning out the bean planter. Don't ever want to do that right away when you're done, because you know that's the day you'll have to replant. But it's a little muddy out there now, but took the time. Here's what I was talking about a little bit in the last video. You can look inside there. Get about the right light for you guys. And that end plate, it's got some pretty decent grooves in it, kind of chewed up. And it actually, as I remember, it sort of beat the rotors up some too. So I don't remember for sure what the manual called for in there, but it was something like, for some reason, 6 thousandths is on my mind for clearance there at the end. And there would be quite a bit more than that, just by the shape of that stuff in there. Probably should have known better, to never put it back on there. But like I said before, we were trying to cheapen it up a bit, and thought, well, how much we actually going to do with it? Do we really need her set up that way? And we worked and shimming the drive gear, trying to get that all right. The ends of these rotors don't look the best either. And originally, when I had put it on there, you could spin it over by hand easy enough, but there was a little catch in it once in a while. Yeah, no catch in it anymore, but maybe she's just not shimmed out correct, and because that rotor ground into that end plate so much previously, it just doesn't have the right clearance in there to build quite enough pressure into the air box in there. I'm not sure if any of you guys have dealt with these for a long time and know. Let me know if you think that too much clearance, about like we're seeing there in the blower, the shape it's in, would be enough to lose 10-20 horsepower or so. Plus, when I took it off, it wasn't bad, but it was a little oily in there. And so maybe the ends of them rotors were just a little too wore out to hold a decent seal. And it's got some oil in the airbox there too. Not too bad though. Definitely not what it was doing when them rings were broke up and them piston pin retainers were loose. Pretty happy with how it looks in there for as many hours as are on it now, but that's where we're at. We gotta get these end plates off and the drive gear off. The overhaul blower is gonna come with that stuff. Got another drive shaft for it coming. This one looks to be in good shape, but if I'm here and doing it, it was pretty cheap compared to the rest of the project. That's just how we're gonna do it. When you got the blower and everything on there, it feeds right in. You go all the way in until that engages into the splines on the drive gear of the blower. And then you got to get a snap ring in there behind that. This little guy. Get him fed in there and snapped into the back of that gear without dropping him down into the timing cover. Yeah. So far, this has been 3 or 4 times in or out. It hasn't happened yet. Keep your fingers crossed for me. Let you know how it comes out. All right, we pulled her back up in the book, and the back plate, it said 9 thousandths and the front 6. I got the feeler gauge kind of bent and stuck in there, and it's not too far off actually, but if you're counting all the grooves in there, and I flip the thing over, can see on that side it chewed it up quite a bit more with the blower flipped over here, looking in the inlet side. And then we had what did it say, I think 10 thousandths in there between the rotors. This side's 75 10 thousandths clearance there, and then the same measurement on the other side was 4. And it ain't too far off, really too bad. Probably the biggest gap was up there. You could slap a 9 around in there pretty decently. So the only other thing is, it looks like my oil seals aren't quite holding up, the new ones. Maybe the ends of them rotors were beat up too bad in there, but
we'll just swap it out at this point and see what it does.
The updates just keep coming today. Well, we got the blower off and some time. I went and got the lawn mowed, got that taken care of. I think I found my slightly lacking horsepower problem. I'm going to show you guys. This would be my ignorance and learning how to work on these things. But the book was telling me with a variable speed enclosed linkage governor for adjusting the rack, full throttle, and that is full throttle on stops, fuel shut off is all the way, and then now look. Still got some injector travel. And me reading it correctly, this is the position where adjusting the screws, you would bring this in to make sure you're getting full open. And that seems much, much more likely as my little bit short horsepower problem. So we're gonna adjust this. We're gonna follow the book real quick. We're still gonna put the overhauled blower on just before that other guy starts chewing itself up a little more or anything. But well, we're all learning together. Say hi, H. Hello.